Good morning, Anna. Good morning, Danny. Hello, Peanut. Hello, Lola. Hello, Earl. Hello, Mittens. Hello. Hang on a second. I've got to go and look up the rest. A second here. Hello, Chad. Hello, Anna's offspring. Hang on a moment. Oh, I've got them somewhere down here. Where's my list? Hello, Dogo, and hello, Brownie. Did I miss anybody? How's everybody doing this morning? Sorry, was that a bit much first thing in the morning? So, for those who join later, what are we doing today? Well, Astrid managed to make it to the coastal highway, to be precise, Quincy's Quonset garage in the coastal highway, in one piece, with a minimum of slaughter along the way. How many wolves was it? I think it was only 2, which is remarkable. She also made it unmauled so far. So what we have today is the possibility of dashing off to Desolation Point for a car battery. It should be fun. How am I? Don't ask. Well, yeah, you can ask. You just did. I have spent an unconscionable amount of time trying to investigate frame tearing issues on various screens, and I will happily give a long and very boring update on that. What time of day is it? Okay. Yeah. This is about as good a display as I can get. And it doesn't actually make sense. Trust me, the settings that I'm using should cause frame tearing, but this is the closest I can get to them not. You know what we're going to do?
We're going to do too heavy to carry.
We're going to do a bit of a fishing cook up. I spent hours this morning, yesterday, experimenting with different permutations and combinations of settings, refresh rates, frame rates. The ideal, just so you understand, is that I run this game at 100 frames a second on a 100 hertz monitor, mirroring it to the 100 hertz Elgato capture card. That's the ideal, and that's what I have tried. That gives me some of the worst results. The combination I'm using doesn't make sense. 60 frames a second on a 100 hertz screen. That doesn't make sense. It shouldn't work as well as it does. The only thing that might give me slightly better results is if I run this game at 50 frames a second. And then it's sort of like I can't really tell. So yeah, I would be delighted if somebody could come up with some better options. But I have not been able to. Oh yeah, I mean it's because I can't. I'm really. Oh, and in case anybody's wondering, all right, because one possibility is actually the HDMI cable. Well, I'm using Elgato's own HDMI cable, and it is considered to be a very good cable, from what I gather. So I am completely without options, really, as to what I might be able to do to improve matters. Except maybe not move too quickly. Yeah, you can actually see a little bit of maybe. It has to be said the Long Dark is a game that is, I think, particularly prone to problems, shall we say, with frame tearing. I compared with my other games where I don't have the problem at all, as far as I can tell. Don't get any problems with Vintage Story. Don't get any problems with Warframe. I'm pretty much at a loss as to come up with better alternatives. Right, that's one fish fry done. Actually, there is one other thing I might be able to do, which is, let me see, what are my cooking options? Who was it suggested rabbit stew? Oh, I need broth for, no, not rabbit stew, rabbit. Oh. Ah. Let's see what I can do with rabbit pie. Do I have any cooking oil? Do I have any rabbits that's acceptable? Of course, some rancid rabbit. Don't know whether I can cook with that. Do I have oil anywhere? I mean, I can always make oil. I do have oil. Let's see if I can make some rabbit pie. Got a suspicion it won't let me, but still.
Come on, little fire.
Oh, I can make rabbit pie.
Carry. Don't rest suit, I'm gonna faint.
Should have made some more water, but oh well. Oh, look at that. Unburdened applied. Huh. That's a very strange... option. I will take rabbit pies with me, I guess. Hey Tony, welcome back. I was just experimenting making rabbit pie and also going on at length about trying to fix those frame tearing problems which don't occur in Vintage Story. I'm going to be complaining about that forever. Oh, what I didn't mention in that all that pursuit of trying to fix things completely messed up my monitor setup. Oh, thank you for telling me that. Hello, Eugene. And in case you missed it, I have gone on at length about trying to fix frame tearing issues. And the solution is that this is the best I can do with respect to the long dark. And I was just saying that the process was frustrating, irritating, and even using ideal settings, you know, perfectly matching the frame rates, the refresh rates of both the mirrored and the main gaming display, that actually produced the worst frame tearing results. This is about as good as it gets. And this is the same settings I was running yesterday. So Alright, what's the weather like?
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Bit too cold for a run. I'm glad you got your coffee. Yeah, in case anybody was wondering, here are my spare arrows. 11. I got 37 spare arrows. That's more arrows than I've got on my person. Oh yeah, I was trying to find suitable storage for stuff, wasn't I?
Man, this pack is getting kind of heavy.
Okay, that's my black bear hide. I can actually swap out for... Given that I have a plethora of black bear hides, I can fix up my... Hang on a second, what am I doing? That's a shame. What am I doing? I am repairing my bearskin coat. Because now that's sustainable. Okay, let's see.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Oh, you know what? Might be worth going. Alright, let's see what I need to get rid of in order to move with alacrity. So I shouldn't take... Oh, I noticed that, yeah, these do smell. Can I store them indoors, or do I have to store them outdoors? Yeah, that's kind of what I assumed. Right. Let's grab some water. You know, I could leave that behind, except for the fact that I might need it. What else can I drop? Not much, to be honest. I don't need the travois. Yeah, I'm not convinced I can safely leave anything else. Oh, I left the mucklucks behind, didn't I? I don't need... Am I wearing... I am wearing those. Lamp fuel I'm going to need, probably. Cloth I might need. Leather... No, I don't need that, but I might need the cloth. Because I've got to go through an area where... Yeah. And I've still got to pick up food and water. I don't need a hacksaw, this is true. Knife, axe. That I'm going to want in the caves. Most likely. That's why I carry it with me. And I've still got to pick up food. Yeah. That's not going to save me a thing. Right, that's about as low as I can go. Hey, Riss! Long time no see. Of course we remember you. How's life been treating you? In case you're wondering what we're doing, Riss, we are, or I am, heading for Desolation Point to pick up a car battery. It seems to be more of a thing now, doing, I say high speed, fast runs to places to pick up minor items. It's we. Yes, this is in some respects a collaborative venture. With me mostly completely ignoring the advice and wise statements issued by everybody else. You know, this is actually a more dangerous journey than the trip to Junker's Paddock. With the exception of the cold. There's almost certainly going to be a wolf along here somewhere. Jeez. Won't be able to move so quickly on the way back. So letting me go there. Okay, I'll just have to go down. I know I could actually have taken a bit of a shortcut back there. Oh, this is the most silly way I could have gone. Well, thanks for stopping by, Eugene. Hope you have a great day. See, I picked up some coal. Nobody gets to complain that I didn't pick up some coal. Even if I drop it at the exit, because I'm going to be very, very overladen at this rate. Yes, that's actually not uncommon. It's caused by the drying out. Well, there's a couple of contributory factors. One, it can simply be due to the drying out of the inside of the nose causing the skin to crack. It can also be caused by high blood pressure. It can also be caused by people over vigorously picking their noses. And under some circumstances, suitably robust blowing of the nose can also do it. Oh. Should have brought another rabbit pie with me. Ah, of course. There's a wolf. Scaredy wolf. Mind you, there's me wearing wolf and bear pelts. So hard to blame it. Oh my goodness. That's got to be the fastest run to Desolation Point I think I've ever done. Thank goodness for rabbit pies. Unfortunately, I should have brought an extra with me, but I didn't. Never mind. I didn't particularly want the smell to overcome the various predators' instincts to skedaddle the moment they smelt me. Why does... Hang on, is Peanut your grey boy? Good lord. That's a lot of overburdening. Wow. Let's see. There's the moose. All I need to avoid is the bear. Do I want to go now, or do I want to wait till morning? You know what? I'm going to wait till morning. There's my rancid fat pile. Earl! Ah. You're bribing Earl with...
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Trying to remember if... Nope, rockfish does not have vitamin C in it, does it? There's a moose loose about this hoose. Indeed there is. I am not inclined to hunt it at this point. I'm more concerned about the bear. That's avoidable. The bear is an interesting question. I can always plink the bear. Oh. Oh! I didn't realize I'd left cured meat in here. Oh, this is the... Yes, this is the where I had the plethora of... Good Lord, everything. Do I want any of this stuff? Do I want a spare axe? Just my axe and knife. My axe and knife situations. Wow, I got stuff here, don't I? And 2 kilograms of salt. Anybody need an extra axe? Yes, I've forgotten about that. There's a hammer. Well... Well, even if the apocalypse happens, you can't digest grass anyway, so... you'd have to cook it first, at the very least. And if you could mash it up, that would help. But, yeah. Didn't you answer me this before? Do you mean spiritual immortality or physical immortality? No, seriously, do you believe it? Do you mean spiritual or physical? But no, it doesn't make any difference. No. I don't believe in immortality. Well, having said that, there are jellyfish which in principle are immortal. They can, under the right circumstances, revert back to a juvenile stage and start their life cycle over again. They are literally called immortal jellyfish. But no, come on, you know what I'm like when it comes to the spiritual and the supernatural. It's a bit of a moot point. I didn't leave anything ill-advised in here, did I? I did not. Oh, I've got a spare coat. How many wolfskin coats have I got scattered around? Answer, several. Hello, Mr. Moose. So, dash to the Ryzen. Is it the Ryzen? The Ryken, not the Ryzen, the Ryken. Oh, which tree of life? The one in Genesis? Or a different tree of life that I'm not familiar with? Yeah, no, sorry, that's not something I can latch on to. Alright, let's hope for some decent weather in the morning. Well, the simple answer is it doesn't exist. It's a legend, it's mythology, it's allegory. I mean, if you take a look at, for example, the book of Genesis, within Christianity, there are various approaches to what the book of Genesis actually is. Some will say, some Christians, I mean, will say it's literally absolutely true. Those are typically the young earth creationists. There are those who will say, no, it's an allegorical story not intended to be taken literally. And then there are probably variations in between. In fact, I know there are variations in between used to justify everything from young earth creationism, old earth creationism. There are those who say that it mentions evolution, and they use it to justify believing in evolution. You know, so it is wide open to interpretation. I'm just waiting for nightfall and looking at the countryside and trying to wrap my head around Rissa's comments. No, I have not had any problems with. I'm looking now. The YouTube stream is fine. Hang on a second. The Twitch stream seems to be okay. I'm not having any issues with that. And you're on YouTube, so no, YouTube, as far as I can tell, let me double check. And this is the great thing about having a separate computer for streaming. I can do that without interfering with the game. And let me have a quick look here. No. As far as I can tell, YouTube has had a single coherent stream this entire time. No, I don't think all religions have the tree of life in common. I mean, I would honestly have to check. That's I don't think Norse. I don't think Greek or Norse pantheons do. I don't think Hinduism necessarily does. I'm not sure about Buddhism. The tree of life in Western religions that occurs to me is Judaism, Christianity. I don't know whether Islam includes a tree of life. I know it borrows heavily, obviously, from Judaism and Christianity, but I don't know to what extent it borrows Genesis. I don't even think it actually names Adam and Eve, but I could be wrong about that. So, now you got me wondering. Okay, all right. It is found in Celtic, Egyptian, Chinese, and African traditions, symbolizing longevity, immortality, and a connection between the earthly world and the afterlife. So, actually, yes, there are various religions that actually mention it. So, what do I know? There you go. However, it doesn't mean that they're true. Simply, you know, right, let's whip through the night. Oh no. As long as you didn't arrive late, Danny. Hang on a second. Let me go grab some meat. Dinner. Rancid bear and moose. It's what's for dinner. There's a lot of things in various mythologies from around the world. Not sure that they necessarily. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, honestly, I am not massively familiar with the origins of religion. So, and given that the origins of religion certainly go back to times when there was no writing, you've got to bear in mind for most of the existence of Homo sapiens, nothing's been written down. The closest they come is cave paintings, and there's a possibility of very, very proto-writing going back 30 or 40,000 years. But humanity's been around for what, 200,000 years? So at some point along the way, I suppose it's possible that that's where the concept of religion started appearing. But the simple fact is, I don't think we will ever know what the origins are, simply because, yeah, Science can tell you a lot about what happened about the past. It can tell you, for example, that the human beings and Neanderthals interbred. It can tell you that human beings and Denisovans interbred. It can tell you that Neanderthals and Denisovans interbred. It can't tell you what somebody was thinking. No, it's of course science has limitations, but that doesn't mean you should throw it out. It's simply at the moment humanity's best tool for investigating pretty much anything. Well, okay, that's excessive. And it can tell you a lot about the past. It can tell you, when certain volcanic eruptions took place. It can tell you about the weather from ice cores. It can tell you how long the day was. Oh, we got a full-blown blizzard coming in. Wonderful. Oh, I know you believe in diverse things, Russ. Do I want to head out into what will certainly be a blizzard? I really, really don't want to. You're a sick man, Tony. Yeah, I could do it. I could go along the road. Or I could try Eugene's method and try my way to get through the mine. But I don't feel inclined. I'd rather just gallop along the road. But I am going to do as Anna suggested and go use the potty. So I shall be back in a couple of minutes. That took slightly longer than expected. I had to check a message. What were we? Hello, Lola. There are no pyramids in Antarctica. That's no, not a thing. No one's ever. I mean, that's Graham Hancock type stuff. But yeah, no, there's no pyramids in Antarctica. It'd be nice if there were. You are sort of getting into Graham Hancock's world-spanning civilization 12,500 odd years ago concept. And certainly the ancient world was moderately well connected. We know this because the Bronze Age was dependent upon tin, and in Western Europe at least, tin was available from very few sources. We know that ancient Rome, for example, was connected to China via the Silk Road. Even though I don't know that Romans ever made it to China. We do have an account of the Chinese trying to get to Rome. They almost made it, and got turned back. Oh grief! Somewhere around Ethiopia, I think. But yes, there were people in the past. But yeah, the idea of Graham Hancock's world-spanning civilization is unfortunately entirely without basis. He's just speculating. There's no actual evidence for it. For there to be the Greeks were connected to the on the Silk Road, yes, but like, as far as I know, the Greeks didn't make it to China. The ancient Greeks, that is. So yeah, humanity's been connected, but that again doesn't mean world-spanning civilization or advanced technology. Unfortunately, I mean, I wish it would be very nice if that was the case, but there's simply no evidence for it. All there is Graham Hancock, like, Persians were on the Silk Road. They were on the way, so to speak. Yeah, but Graham Hancock's wild speculations notwithstanding, unfortunately, he's got no evidence to back him up. Darn, you know what? I could actually make that run. Whoops. Excuse me a second while I... let's see, I've got food, I've got water. Let's grab a little bit more water, just to be on the safe side. Where's my water gone? Homo sapiens did not show up 40 to 90 million, 49 million years too late. Yes, you're absolutely correct. I was going to say, sure, I thought for half a second you were saying they showed up 40 to 90 million years ago. That's going to say, that's a bit of a stretch. Don't get me wrong. I'd love it if it turned out, human beings did travel more than we think. Yes, but that's not the same as some world. Yeah. Yeah, but it's unfortunately you can also find evidence from places other than books. For example, we there's evidence of the Iron Age in ice core samples because the Iron Age changed the composition of the atmosphere. So you know that's something you can tell. And we are now entering bear and wolf territory. Is that a wolf? That is a wolf. And I need to gallop a little bit further this way and hope that the bear isn't coming around the Riken. I'm going to have to shoot that wolf at the very least. And I always forget where the door is here. Oh, wait a minute. Isn't it back here and up? No, it's not. Am I going to have to light a torch? I'm going to light a torch. There we go. Now there's our friendly neighborhood wolf. He is going to have, I'm afraid, it's very tempting just to make our dash for the Hibernia. I hope this wasn't a silly decision. Hang on a second. Sorry, Riss, I know you're commenting there, and I wish I could pay more attention right now, but right. Where's this? Where's the way down? There we go.
walk with this much gear.
Oh, come on. Where's the door? Yeah. And this is the long, slow, painful crawl back. Yeah, I can't remember what the Antarctic was attached to.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Shut up, Astrid. I know. There's several supercontinents. Gondwanaland, Pangaea, and there were others. But I can't remember them all. Yeah, there's still a bit of screen tearing there. At times like this, you really wish there was fast travel in the game. There is one journey I wish we knew more about. Apparently, Alfred the Great, so we're talking about the 9th century. Apparently, he sent a delegation to India. And apparently it took him 2 years. That must have been one hell of a journey. Can you imagine that? In the 9th century, making your way to India. I'm sorry, I don't understand that particular question. Why can there be no humans if people make delusions? I'm not sure that's I understand that particular question. Yeah. I think that was a little excessive. I think there were circumstances back in England that prevented him from leaving, coming straight back. I don't remember I don't remember the circ. I know I've heard the account, and I don't remember what specifically happened. But yeah, he got delayed in England. I don't think he could find a ship to take him back. Yeah, because that was under Queen Elizabeth, wasn't it? I think Roanoke occurred under the aegis of Queen Elizabeth. And Queen Elizabeth, yeah, she hello, rabbit. Well, step 1, get to Desolation Point. Step 2, pick up a car battery. Step 3, return to the lighthouse without getting chewed on. Now we have to do step 4, go back to Coastal Highway with a 15-kilogram battery weighing us down. Should have brought a rabbit pie with me. But I didn't feel like being chased by predators the entire way. And mind you, on the way back I'm going to have to shoot everything anyway, probably. Because I can't run. Right, here we are. Oh, that's not too bad. We're only 10 kilos overweight. That's really not that bad. It has to be said. I think you're right, actually. Yes. Yeah. Oh, of course, dinosaurs didn't go extinct, did they? I mean, technically, dinosaurs didn't go extinct. Birds are dinosaurs. I don't think there's a single characteristic that birds and dinosaurs don't share in common. Share in common. Feathers? Dinosaurs had feathers, some of them. Scales? Birds have scales on their feet. Hollow bones? Some dinosaurs had hollow bones. Well, yes, I mean, the idea that the West brought civilization to the world, of course, it's completely wrong. I mean, Japan, China, India, to name a few, all of these had thriving and vibrant civilizations long before the West ever showed up. The Incas, the Aztecs, the Mayans, all had thriving civilizations. I'm not sure that you could necessarily say they're all run by religion. Western nations, well, sort of. I mean, I suppose you'd call most Western nations, up to a certain point, technically theocracies, but then, that kind of started going away. But in the Oh, now you're starting to get into politics, which I really shouldn't get into. You know what? I could probably get as far as... Do I want to do it? Ah. Alright, give me a second here. I don't know if I can get all the way back, but I can certainly make a good start. To be honest, Riss, I think you're oversimplifying things, which I am equally guilty of doing. You know what? To be honest, I don't know to what extent civilizations like, say, the Greeks, ancient Greeks that is, and the Romans were run by religion. My personal suspicion is, well, it gets complicated. Well, I hope I have not just made a profoundly silly mistake by deciding to head back now. But... Oh, great. And just as I make the decision to head out, it starts snowing. Wonderful. Yep. I mean, the good news is I can stop inside the cave inside the mine if I have to. Failing that, there's the basement. I wish Astrid's stomach would stop growling. It is off-putting and makes me think that is... Oh, no, it was that. He's got a rabbit. I thought it was Astrid's stomach. Oh, you're kidding me. You've got a whole rabbit and you've decided to come after this tasty human being who smells of dead wolf and dead bear? Is that what you really want to do? You know, I think that's the first time I've been down there and not actually had to shoot that wolf. What, the Long Dark is a game of favors? Okay, I'm deliberately misunderstanding that. For humorous effect. Don't distract me too much, Riss. I might need to kill something in a bit. Because he isn't giving up. Go away, you silly wolf.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Ah, right. Let's... I'm going to need to make a torch. Yeah, one way or the other, I'm going to need to make a torch. Let's drop that. Ah. Right. One torch coming right up. And this is why I bring fuel oil with me. Oh no, it was sort of making a noise the whole way. Right. Got a suspicion I'm simply going to spend the night in here near the entrance. I hope we don't get too much of a blizzard tomorrow. Yes, I know about the coal. I'm carrying 15 kilograms of lead and plastic and presumably battery acid. I'm not stopping to pick up all the coal as well. At least this way I have a bit of run capability. I know, so tempting. Look at that big lump right there in front of my face. Now I can't help but look at workbenches and think, I wonder how long it'll take me to tear that apart and get the vise. Oh, and the salt. I know. The temptation to grab the salt. And then I have to tell myself, 15 kilograms. barely capable of running. Anybody remember the name? Yes, that's the way. I didn't know the strangeness of one's army or village necessarily had an impact. Oh boy. Now that's not just overladen. That is... Actually, do you know what? I mean, that's not bad for somebody who desperately needs to sleep, which I am now about to do. Oh, you can definitely fight with your parents. Yeah, I hate to disagree with you on that point, but yeah, you can definitely fight with your parents. Human beings have fought with their parents throughout history. And it's not simple law. In fact, it's an inevitability that people are probably as likely to fight with their families. And I do mean physically. If you have a look at history. Yeah. I mean, let's see. Prince John and his brother, Prince Richard, both tried to rebel against their father, who was... Who was the father? Henry the First? Yeah. No, it's almost traditional that children have fought against their parents, and as I said, sometimes physically. Yeah, they absolutely have. It's no natural law, natural or otherwise. In fact, you could argue that's actually... Wow. That's a heck of a green screen. I mean, I could actually apply a green screen to that and put something else in there. It's such a vivid green. Right, cross fingers. I mean, one way or the other, I actually have little choice but to move on. Oh, that's funny. That is hilarious. Wow, we're only 7 kilos overweight now.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
Right. Now, the last time I thought I'd be clever and come this way, I still had a run-in with a wolf. Yeah, I do remember this. I am going to be quite cross if it turns out I needed more than one car battery, but I think I only needed one car battery. So here's my home away from home. Oh, look, I left a bunch of salt here. No, I'm not going to pick it up. I can always come back, but I am trading for salt with Sutherland, so I don't actually need it. Oh, granted, I think the only reason I'm trading with for salt with Sutherland is to try and get to the recipe for the bushcraft bow. Tell you one thing, these little runs I've been making would have been much, much harder were it not for dried meat. Well, for the good of the country, in quotes, has always been used as an excuse, hasn't it? I'm not even going to speculate on that. My money would be on the Chinese.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
Good grief, Astrid. All you ever do is complain. Oh. There's the bear on the ice. That is the first... Oh yeah, that's in a couple of weeks, isn't it? Yeah. That's probably going to have to be something I run at the weekends. Well, I guess we are now following this bear's fuzzy butt. But at least I know that's where he is. Or she. I've never actually seen the bear on the road from that angle before. That's a first. Alright, let's try and thread the needle between the bear over there and the wolf pack over here. I'm assuming I can... I'll tell you what, it's deeply scary knowing that my goal is to get ahead of the bear because I know he comes up in this general sort of area. Because he goes down there, doesn't he? Oh yeah, people have been working on that kind of thing for some time. I don't know why they've... I really don't know what the state of the art is right now. Nanotechnology strikes me as a bit like being fusion power. It's kind of maybe possible, but my goodness, we've got a long way to go before we actually achieve it. Parts 1 through 5, I think took me 30 odd hours. The playtime for part 5 is supposed to be 10 to 15, they say. Which is a significant reduction in how long they said it would originally be. Originally, part 5 was going to be, I think, as long as the other parts put together. But, yeah. Sorry, first 4 parts, I think, took me 30 odd hours. It's it's an entire game in and of itself. Oh, there's the bear. You know what I should do? I should... I'm gonna have to shoot the bear at some point. I'm tempted to leave the battery here. But I don't want to face the wolves. Okay, I'm sorry, Riss, I've kind of lost track of what you're saying. I do apologize. You know what? If that bear keeps going, I might be able to shoot it from the, from the garage if it gets close enough. What am I going to do with another 40 kilograms of meat? Add it to the flesh pile? No. No, you get the whole skin. I think the bearskin rug has its head on. In fact, the bearskin coat that I'm wearing at present has the bear's skinned head on it. I am going to be curious to see if it makes its way all the way down here. Yes, arguably my trip all the way to the Forsaken Airfield was about being able to make the bearskin rug. Yay.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Right. Sprain risk healed. Yeah, no kidding. Look at her moving like a risky lamb. Where'd I put the rotten fish? Yeah, and yeah, the coat does. You can just you can see his head right there. I don't know. Does the bearskin rug have that attached? Hmm. So. Now the problem is I went indoors. So there's a distinct possibility that the bear respawned and went somewhere else. All right. Good luck with the offspring. Have a good day. If I don't see you, have a great weekend. You would kind of think if it was along that road I'd be able to see it. Unless, of course, it's right behind those rocks. But I have a suspicion it's resumed its normal patrol. Yeah. Well, I suppose I had to come face to face with this wolf sooner or later, didn't I? I'm surprised it took as long as it did. This is a good spot. You can't see me now. Sorry, Mr. Wolf. I really don't need the meat. I've got entirely too much. Although, yeah, I have a lot of salt here. Right. I think that is a suitable spot for me to bring this to an end. Good grief. Oh, yeah. Yeah. They treat this as if you can't see them, so you just need to wait for them to show up. I've shot both bears from here, I think. Certainly this one. And I think I shot this one too. They do get close enough. So right. I'm afraid that's going to be my screenshot for tomorrow. So, as I say, tomorrow is the weekend, which means, well, tomorrow morning I can't do anything because I'm going into Manchester to see my son. Tomorrow evening if I feel like it, I will stream probably Soul Frame. Not sure what I'd do. I don't know if I'll put up an ASMR video while I'm out. I might, just for grins and giggles and free views. No idea about Sunday morning. I'm going to be trying to get my sleeping patterns fixed, so I'm hoping to spend the weekend doing that. So that I can go swimming early in the morning instead of streaming Vintage Story. Vintage Story would not, if I manage to get my sleep patterns sorted out, Vintage Story would not be abandoned. I would simply move that to another time. The Long Dark should not be affected, so... That's a sort of longish term plan, but I don't know how well that's going to work out. We'll have to see. But anyway, thank you everybody for watching. As usual, it is much appreciated. Hope you all have a great day, and if I don't see you, best wishes for a great weekend. Don't forget to hug and spoil and give treats to all your fur babies, be they human or otherwise. And I will see you all next time.